The Chancellor, George Osborne, says plans for new spending curbs are on track after reaching agreement with 7 Whitehall departments for cuts of up to 10% after 2015. He still has to agree the reductions with some of the largest government departments, and that may not be so easy. Let's join our political correspondent Michael Crick in Westminster. So how big is this settlement?
Well, George Osborne, I suspect, is rather over-egging the progress he's made so far. He's claiming he's made greater progress than any previous Chancellor at this stage in the spending round, with about a month to go. He's claiming settlements with 7 of the 20 or so government departments. And the departments are Justice, Energy, the Cabinet Office, the Foreign Office, the Northern Ireland Office, Communities and the Treasury. Well, of those, OK, Justice is a significant spender, but the rest are fairly puny in terms of the amount of money they spent. And frankly, if the Treasury can't agree with itself an agreement about spending cuts internally within the Treasury, then they might as well all pack up and go home. The total of the cuts so far of those 7 departments is £1 billion. They've still got to find another £9 billion. And they've got some problematic departments to deal with, notably Defence under Philip Hammond, Theresa May's Home Office, responsible for police, and of course other settlements would be with the local government settlement, the Business and Skills Department, education apart from schools and transport. All this within the context of the fact that large areas of spending are ring-fenced, protected from cuts. Health, schools, pensions and overseas aid. So it's going to be a difficult remaining 4 weeks.
Well, why is he telling us now?
Well, I think the Chancellor and his colleagues in the Treasury are a bit cheesed off with a number of reports recently claiming that the spending review is getting nowhere and that right-wing ministers are holding out. Well, they're citing Chris Grayling as an example of a right-wing minister at Justice who has in fact settled. And it's going to be tricky, I think, over the remaining 4 weeks. It's going to be highly political. It could be a lot more difficult than it was in 2010. And there's always the possibility that at the end of the day, ministers who hang out and refuse to settle with the Treasury will be brought before the so-called Star Chamber, the Public Spending Committee of the Cabinet, the PEX Committee, and will have to make their case before them in front of fellow ministers, most of whom will have already settled with the Chancellor.
Thanks, Michael.